Not so far. People who didn't like him continue not to like him, and those who do like him seem to be, in many ways, encouraged by this or willing to continue to be supportive. With some public opinion approval rating measures at the moment, Trump has a higher rating than the president.
Well, somebody who hasn't been doing as well in the polls as expected has been Ron DeSantis. And last week, the first Republican primary debate didn't do much to help him in terms of sentiment. He was deemed to have had a really underwhelming performance. He really shied away from the spotlight. And now this week, he's canceled his campaign events. He's dealing with dual crises in Florida, both a major storm hitting the state and the aftermath of a deadly shooting. Is he still a serious contender in the Republican race, in your view?
That's an excellent question. I've never seen him as a particularly strong candidate. We need to measure this in terms of public traction, visibility, recognition in the polls, and so forth. And he certainly has more of that than many of the other presidential hopefuls on the Republican side, but he has nothing like the recognition or support that the former President Trump has at the moment. So, and he doesn't seem to connect very well with voters as well as might be expected at the moment. I mean, this is a guessing game, and if something were to happen to Trump in this process, where he was no longer a candidate, then I think everything changes. And DeSantis would have some recognition and some capacity to move forward. But at the moment, I think he's struggling to have a clear identity, which is not just Trump light, but his own distinct policies. You have to see him in the field. Many of the other candidates who were at the debate have really tiny ratings of recognition with the Republican base. And DeSantis is certainly almost always in double figures at least, whereas many of the others are struggling to get above 2 or 3% recognition. So from that point of view, things could change. Do remember that Trump, when he won the presidential nomination process in 2016, to then become the Republican candidate in November that year, also, emerged from a large field. There were 10 or 12 other hopefuls, whittled down to about 7 or 8, and he just dominated them. So I'm not really surprised that Trump is continuing to be the key salient candidate at the moment, potential candidate.